Okay, hey everybody, welcome back to another one of our Mortgage Minute videos. Super excited to have one of my very, very favorite lenders on here with me. Of course, he's going to pipe in and say,
the favorite. Come on,
he does
baby.
it every time. But anyway, we're super excited to have Marc Trejo back here with us from Sun American Mortgage, and he is one of my preferred vendors, and we love chatting with Marc. He is so much fun. So we have been working on this new series with our lenders where I'm asking questions, and Marc's going to answer another one of our questions for us. So,
Sure,
Marc,
love to.
you ready?
Oh yeah, hit me
All
with
right. Cool. So this is a question that we actually get quite a bit. So when somebody is in the process of purchasing a home,
Okay.
we always talk about locking your rate, locking your rate, locking your rate, locking your rate. So what does that mean, and when can we actually do it?
Sure. So there's the new build route and then there's the resale route. And so let's talk about both. Ultimately, when you're under contract to buy a home, you can lock in anytime. If it's a new build though, you really got to wait until you're about 40 days out from that home being done. And then we do a 60-day lock and you build in about 3 weeks for delays and those types of things. And so if you're in that situation where it's a new build, you're at the mercy of the market if you're building from scratch, just because there's not a product out there for the most part that makes any sense, I should say, of locking in 6, 7, 8 months beforehand. It just doesn't exist.
Because right now we're looking at build times between if you're from scratch, you're looking at anywhere from like 9 months to a year, and
Sure.
if you're buying a spec, you're still probably looking at like 4 to 6.
Yeah, and so you kind of treat it like a 401k in that aspect. You try and dig your head in the sand and get excited about the house itself and not pay too much attention to interest rates until it really comes down time to your 40 to 60 days out. And a 60-day lock in that situation makes the most sense most of the time. There is 90, there is sometimes 120, but the longer your lock, the chances are your rate goes up.
Okay.
And so the shorter your lock, the more aggressive the rate pricing is from the investor. But the longer the lock is, they may exist, but you might be looking at an 1/8 to 1/4 to 3/8 of a point higher, in interest rate. And so it's that cause and effect of what the rate market's doing and those types of things.
Yeah.
When you're under contract and you're buying a home already built, a resale home, you can lock in anytime. In that 30 to 60-day time frame, it really is a judge of you and the loan officer working together to determine what the appetite of the market is. Are we in an increasing rate market? Are we in a decreasing rate market? What are the signs and those types of things? And I'm more of a conservative guy, and so when I find a rate I like, I don't play the market. And so when people ask me my suggestion, that's what I tell them is I don't play the market. I get a number I like and I lock it in, because the chances of any significant movement during a 30 to 45-day time frame are very small.
Right.
So you can handle an 1/8 here or there and at worst a 1/4, but you can make that up over time with extra payments and those types of things.
Absolutely. That's great advice, actually.
So the one other thing that when you think of interest rates, people don't understand a lot when they're not in that world, because it can get kind of convoluted. When you lock in a rate, you're not locking in a specific rate. You're locking in that day's pricing, and it's on that rate sheet. And so if we locked in a rate today, we're locking in the price of August 18th. This is when we're recording it. So of August 18th, 2021. So let's say 2 weeks goes by and the appraisal comes in higher, or your credit score improves and we have to repull a new credit report. If that helps your rate on that rate sheet, your rate can be adjusted. You don't lock in a specific rate. You can move it all over the rate sheet depending on what your scenario is. And if you decide to put 25% down instead of 20% down, or 10 instead of 5, those types of things, those are all things that can help your interest rate, and you can adjust that number based on what that final scenario is. Hopefully that makes sense.
So basically correct me if I'm wrong here, what you're saying is once we lock our rate, we can make it better, but it won't get worse.
Correct. Your scenario you know, I guess the other side of that can happen. Let's say you go out and take out a bunch of new credit or you're late on a payment and it hurts your credit score. And if we have to pull a new report, let's say your credit report expires because you've been looking for a house for a little while, and we have to pull a new credit report, your score went down, then that would impact you. You're locked into that day's pricing, but it's based on your scenario. And so if the rate market got worse, then that doesn't affect you. You're locked in to that day's price. And so let's say we locked in today and next week rates tanked and you know, they went up 3/8 of a point. You're protected because you're locked into today's pricing. But if your credit score got hurt, or if your scenario got better or worse, it's still based on that day's pricing wherever you fall in, you know, with FICO, loan to value, and those types of things. And so
but we wouldn't
things
start
can
from
happen, but typically within a short amount of time, those things are pretty rare as long as you're listening to what your realtor and your loan advisor tell you.
Yeah. Yeah, and I will tell you guys from a realtor perspective, we do have timelines laid out in the purchase contract as to kind of when you have to get your rate locked in. So, you know, it'll be a few days at the very, very, very latest before we close on your loan. But typically my lenders get us locked in about a week or so before we close, unless there's a better rate and they feel like, hey, you know what, let's do it now. But again, yeah, that's a conversation between your lender and you as to when you're ready to, you know, you feel like, okay, this is good. We're going to do it now. And so
these days I've been locking in pretty soon after contract. You know, we're in such a volatile market right now, and some of the outside pressures of inflation and those types of things that are creeping in. It's just better not to play the market. And with high 2s, low 3s, there's just such a significant, you know, break in rate that it's not worth rolling the dice to see what happens.
Yeah. Oh gosh, you guys, historically low rates still in yet. So yeah, let's take advantage of them while we got them, because they're not going to stay here forever. That's for sure.
I agree. You can't.
Yeah, they can't. Well, Mark, thank you so much for answering that question for us. I think that helps, you know, people who are getting ready to purchase a home understand a little bit better some of the terminology that gets thrown around a lot that we don't, you know, we hear about it, but like, what does that mean? and we don't want to
clear as mud now, right? Clear as mud.
Exactly. So anyway, all right, you guys, we won't keep you any longer than that. But Mark, thank you so much for joining us on another Mortgage Minute. If people have questions for you, or they want to look at their own personal scenarios and kind of see where they're at as far as getting ready to purchase a home, what's the best way for them to get in touch with you?
Sure. I'd love to help answer any questions. My cell phone's the best. You can call or text 602-743-4885.
Awesome. And you guys, if you didn't write that down fast enough, always go to our website, www.living48realestate.com, and you will find Mark underneath our preferred vendors under the lender category. And, you know, as with all of my preferred vendors, we all are here to counsel with you, to guide you, to advise you, and help you in any way, shape, or form that we can. So please don't hesitate to reach out to Mark with any questions that you have around mortgages, lending, refinancing, all the things that have to do with money and all that kind of good stuff. So he's also a great resource if you have credit repair problems or challenges or questions.
Sure.
So, you know, first-time home buyers a lot of times will need a little bit of a kick in the butt around that. So please do feel free to reach out to Mark, you guys. But anyway,
please do.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to thank you guys for joining us on another one of our Mortgage Minutes, and we will catch you on the next one. Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.